watermelon lady. Tastes like candy flavor, lip balm. She in a hotel room. Lime green brown with a hot pink gone. 10 shots of Hennessy. Boy, she about to catch a strong arm. Arson in your heart, early 90s front row. Mac a mess hood to get my root on. And running off at the mouth. That's a good way to get your top blown. I do this for the old folks and the young kids in the group home. I'm Peter, Jerry, Lumpkin, Silver War Coat, bringing my troops on. Holy moly, I got Freddy Cool riding boots on. You know the herb was made in.
It's your boy Solo. We right here for another Solo Cup session. I have got somebody very special this evening with me. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Mrs. Maggie.
Hey there.
Hello, gorgeous. We are glad to be blessed with your presence. I'm so happy you found a little time to carve out for me this evening. Teach me a few things about, yeah, you guessed it, polyamorous relationships. I am very interested because I am such a big heterosexual. I used to be a hoe. Now I want to be monogamous. But I'm going to keep it real with you. You know, I ain't going to lie.
Okay.
You know, I loved hoeing. It was fun. The women are so gorgeous out there. It's hard to pick one sometimes. So, but I don't like sharing my woman.
Yeah, okay.
There's the part where I feel like you're going to have to school me and, you know, tell me a little something about how people do this. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get to that. I don't want you to rush. First, I want you to tell me, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good, you know.
Feeling good?
I just want to say I also want to be monogamous.
Ladies and gentlemen, get your cups. It's another Solo Cup session. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be right here with me.
And me.
Miss Maggie, she is. You made a point. You said you want to be monogamous as well. We're going to get right into that. First, I want you to tell the people a little bit about yourself, please, and thank you.
Oh, man. Well, I'm somewhere in my 40s.
Somewhere in your 40s?
Yeah.
Looking that good?
Looking this good,
I
I
know
guess,
you lied.
as you say.
She lying. She lying. She ain't in her 40s, y'all.
No.
But she gonna play you though. She gonna play you though.
Whatever. I'm a run-of-the-mill, you know, type of woman. I have a professional career. You know, I'm a mom. I like to draw and dance in the mirror, like every other woman likes to do.
Girly stuff.
Girly stuff. I
A
barbecue.
grown
Call me Grill Mama.
Wait a minute.
I fire up my grill almost every day, so I'm just, you know, just
You could throw it down on the
regular
grill.
girl. Yeah, I throw it out.
She ain't tell me that off camera, y'all.
Hey,
She
I tell them everything.
hidden talent. Okay, come on in.
You wanna know all my business.
I don't know if men even like to share the grill, but I guess when a woman's cooking, you shut up and just eat.
Can I just say,
Don't
persuasive.
ever ask if you can say on
Hey.
my platform. Just say.
I'm persuasive then. So I get on that grill because I can talk my way onto the grill.
So
Period.
sometimes it's finesse. It ain't just because you just on the grill.
Well, no. First and foremost, I always purchase the grill. I have an apron that says Grill Mama on it. And if you wake up in the morning, I'm already on the grill. So you would have to kick me up. Right? Plus, if I catch you on the grill, I'm going to persuade you to let me take over the grill.
With the miles.
You know, I'll be hooking
You
it
be
up.
using the miles.
You know, I want to feed you.
Fellas, y'all hear this shit? I know y'all women out there.
These
do
things
that,
are
y'all.
true.
Listen, I'm not going to argue with the truth.
Hey,
It happens.
I do want to feed him.
I've been single so long, I don't know what that sounds like. But just hearing her say it, I know the shit works. I know the shit works.
It works.
So, we know a little bit about you. We're happy to have you. For those unfamiliar, I wanted to name this podcast Polyamorous Relationships and the Things Unknown, but I'm thinking I don't want to limit you. I don't want to limit you. I think that you have a whole plethora of things to talk about, but we can talk about just polyamorous relationships tonight and bring you back for another segment in the near future. Are you interested? You interested in that?
I might be.
Okay.
Let's see what your viewers think. They might, they might not like what I have to say.
Let me tell you something about my viewers.
They
We
might.
are a crowd of love. That's it. That's the
Perfect.
only thing we invite. They get on people's asses in the comments if anything negative comes across that screen.
Well, I'm
So
all about love,
So
I think that's what I'm here to talk about.
that's why it's open arms. So you never have to guess about us. For those unfamiliar, can you give us a little definition about what it means to be in a polyamorous relationship?
I mean, it's just, the fact that you love multiple people at the same time, and, it's a mutual thing. It's not like a cheating type of situation. It's literally...
Because it's consent given.
Yes.
To be with the third party or however many.
Right.
I don't want to confuse nobody. It's not just you loving somebody like your mama and your auntie. We're talking about romantic, personal relationships. The listeners out there might be like, no, just because I love my uncle and my little brother don't mean I'm in no polyamorous relationship.
And also, let's not confuse this with sex, because I don't have any intention of mentioning that at all, because it does not come into play.
So it is just a connection. Just with more than one person.
Yes.
In the same relationship.
In the same relationship. Yeah.
Dope. Walk me through where this began, man. Where did you first say, you know what? One man ain't gonna get it, or one woman ain't gonna get it?
I think it was when I entered the dating scene. And because I have, dated a woman and I have dated a man and I've dated them separately, it was kind of like, hey, if I dated them together, that'd be amazing, because I feel this way over there and I feel this way right here.
Right.
And if we all in God, that'd be amazing. And it was just always a thought in the back of my mind, you know what I'm saying? And, hey, it kind of spirals, but...
Just a thought.
It was a thought.
Everything starts with a thought.
Well, it was a thought as an adult, you know what I mean? But during a period of self-healing, I realized it's my sexuality, or it is the way that I love. So right now it's a thought, or, it became a thought, well, I have to make this happen. What if it was like this? But I didn't know how to put a name to it. I didn't know what it was. I just knew I don't really want to be with her or him. I want to be with them, right? And I didn't know what that was. I just knew that I can love them both. But they would have to love each other in order to love, you know what I mean? Yeah.
That's got to be the hard part. It's three people trying to come to common ground.
Yeah.
I always stated this saying, if everybody in the room's agreeing with me, somebody lying. This totally defies that statement. Because you're asking, it's already hard for me, for two people to be on common ground. Like, y'all can at any minute be at odds, right?
Right.
But now you're asking me to have another party involved to say, not even the mediator, to say, do you agree with us?
Right.
So if the one person doesn't agree, what do we do about this? Is it cast out, or because it has to start with, I think I asked you before in our pre-interview, what's the nucleus of this, right?
Yeah.
What is the nucleus? Because it has to start somewhere. Are you the pursuer, like you pursue the relationship, or do guys come to you and say, hey, I'm polyamorous and I want you to be my main or my girl, and we need to find a girl or a man? Like, do you get pursued?
Absolutely not. Absolutely
You wish?
not. I wish.
You wish?
I wish, only because it is very hard for me. I am the nucleus. This is all my idea. I want this type of relationship, and I have not been, very, very successful at it, just because there's always a misunderstanding somewhere in between. And so it's literally one of those things where you hear people say, oh, you have to talk to a like-minded person. No. In this, you literally have a like mind, and you have to share it with all of these people, and it's very rare. You know what I mean? Which is kind of why we're having this conversation, so that you can have a clear understanding. Because again, I'm just a regular old lady. You know what I mean? Like I just.
You're not old, so we're not doing that.
Thank you.
What I will say is, when you say they don't have to be like-minded, How come they don't?
No, I said they do need to be
Oh.
like-minded. Because if they're not of the like mind and you don't share that same mindset, it won't really work out. Because again, I've tried it. And everyone's like, oh yeah, I'm polyamorous. There's a difference between I like to sleep with girls and
I like
I also
two
have a man.
girlfriends.
You know what I mean? Like there's a difference between that. And because that's what you like. That's not who you are.
Absolutely. I had threesomes, but I ain't polyamorous.
That's what I'm saying. That wasn't your desire to have a
But
relationship.
threesome is not polyamorous, is what
Right.
I'm learning from you.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Because I wasn't committed to those three. Or, yeah,
Whomever.
it was 3 in a room at a time before. The thing was, I was committed to my girl. I didn't care what the other ones did.
Right.
Like, y'all gotta go after this stuff. You are saying, we all in here and we sleeping in this bed too.
Yeah.
Your feet don't get cold when somebody snatch the covers?
No. And it doesn't always have to be that way.
You
It's
did
not,
say it's
you know,
not really about the sexual
No.
experience, but I'm thinking about the cuddle sessions,
Yeah.
the long walks in the park. See, I'm thinking about the way I see relationships. Are y'all just open to, I'll see you later? It's not my turn? Or is it, we do everything together type of relationships?
No, because then you're thinking that there's
Let's
a
just go
man
with
and there's
three.
a person
Let's just go with
and
three.
there's
Let's
a...
just go with three. Not even gender specific.
Right. It
Let's go
doesn't
with
matter.
3 people. So, what I'm asking specifically is those long walks in the park. Y'all two can go. Doesn't have to include the other person, right? And there's no friction. That's what you're saying. That's what it's supposed to be like.
Absolutely. And if it's not done correctly, if everyone is actually
No, I'm saying-
and so when I say this, I want to say this in terms of heterosexual, bisexual, lesbian, gay, polyamorous. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, if you are a person that likes to be loved and give love to multiple people, emotionally, okay? So if everyone in the relationship is polyamorous and everybody gets up at 6 o'clock in the morning, everybody's eating breakfast, it's all cool, you know what I mean? So-and-so might get off at 2, so-and-so might get off at 4, so-and-so might get off at 8. If the 2 get off at between 2 and 4 are off seeing a movie, that's good because were they supposed to be sitting at home like a bunch of weirdos waiting until I got off at 8?
It's not reasonable.
It's not reasonable. And that's unreasonable, and that's called jealousy. So you don't have jealousy in a polyamorous relationship because how are you going to be jealous of the person that you love? It makes no sense.
You're saying that's your view of it.
No.
I'm thinking about humans.
Right, but we're talking about in the terms of what they,
Commitment to that type of relationship.
whether they're in a heterosexual relationship or polyamorous relationship. So what I'm saying is, let's just talk about a man and a woman. That would be equivalent to you being jealous of your girlfriend or wife because she went to a movie with just a regular friend.
I wouldn't. I actually want my girl to leave.
You get what I mean? Because you love your girl, right? And you want her to have a good time.
Well, actually, I'll know when I can't trust her no more because...
Well, my point.
My point is, don't stop being who you are because we're together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I need you to have your own identity in this relationship.
Right.
The moment you lose that, I'm uninterested because I fell in love with you because you were you. So, now what I was specifically asking was, humans are humans.
Yeah.
There's no button for emotions. Have you experienced it spinning out of control and getting to the jealousy points? Because you can't.
Absolutely.
You can't. Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
I was just saying, there's no way you can tell me nobody's gotten jealous.
No, it's not that nobody's gotten jealous. But what I'm saying is that the whole foundation, there's several foundations because, you know, if you have 3 people, you can't just have one pyramid, right?
Right.
So there's kind of a weird formation there. But the foundation of it all is
A star?
It could be. It might be hell, right? It's some kind of foundation, but the fact of the matter is, this triangle, right? In the middle of that is transparency.
Got
there's nothing more transparent that you can say to another person than, I'm sexually attracted to another person, I'm emotionally attracted to another person, I'm also emotionally attached and attracted to you. And I'm like, you both fulfill me. I mean, like, that's some crazy stuff to say to somebody. Unless they actually feel that way too, and then that person's like, wow, I want to meet them. Tell me everything about them. And that's literally how I feel. Tell me everything about her. Like, wow, what does she do? Like, what does she look like?
You prefer a woman over a man?
I don't have a preference. What kind of
Partner you meet?
Partner I meet?
Really?
No. I thrive, like I said, I don't have any intentions of really talking about sex because I'm an emotional being. So I meet a person and I emotionally connect. I know what I'm saying is, so I connect on an emotional level. So whether you're a man or a woman, if I connect with you emotionally, then I might become attracted to you.
Help me with this. Pansexual is the ones attracted to just beings for their mind.
Right.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
When you say emotionally, don't people use their brains to be emotional as well as their hearts?
Yes.
What's the difference?
But what I'm saying is that I don't, most people like lust. I don't know what most people do, but I would assume that people look at someone and they're like, oh, he's hot or she's pretty, and they're like, damn, I want to see what she's about. I don't really do that. When I see people, I don't really like look at them.
You've never looked at somebody and said, oh.
I have, but I'm saying that's not how I connect with a person where
Connect is the word in there that separates lust.
Feel what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that I don't see a person and say that they're not attractive. But I don't ever get the feeling of they're attractive, therefore I want to go up to them and meet them. I look and I'm saying, oh, yeah. Right. But it would take for them to come up to me and be like, hey, excuse me, how are you? For me, like, hi, how are you? What's your name? And then I would get to know them. I'm like, well, you don't mess with me at all. And so what I'm saying is you have to, I'm not saying that it's weird, but what I'm saying is due to that, if a woman can be beautiful and I can see her, any regular woman can be beautiful and another woman can, just appreciate that. Whereas I may see a woman, she's beautiful. If we begin to talk, I may decide that now I formed an attraction. So therefore it's different from just going and having a regular conversation with another woman. Right. So it's more of an emotional thing. I didn't look at her and say, oh, I'm feeling like a lesbian this week, so let me look at her ass. Or, oh, it's fat and I want to squeeze it. It doesn't happen that way.
But to me, that's a human thing. We eat with our eyes first. Period. So I don't think that deserves to be in a category when it's a human trait to scan and find interest in, you know what I'm saying? Now, if you're not the hunting type, so to speak, you're reserved. Some men are more quiet than most. They see a lot that they like, but they're like, I don't do the approaching a woman. Some women catch on to that and say, he's shy, but I like what he got going on. And they'll approach the man, he opens right up like a book. So I don't think that should be put into the category of this is what it takes to be in this lifestyle.
Oh,
that's a trait of all
you misunderstood because you asked me, kind of like the difference or like what it is that...
Pansexual is what I was getting at.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Pansexual is mind and heart as well because they said there's nothing sexual about it. I don't care what gender it is.
Right.
Once it's intellectual enough for me, I'm connected. You said the same thing.
I said I connect with people on an emotional level before I do on a physical level. So I don't ever have a lust feeling, even though I find people attractive.
You can't even get to the lust without
having a conversation. So I don't physically, with my eyeballs, lust after people. I can only appreciate what they look like.
You can't even say
I don't lust.
You've never said he could get it or she could get it.
No.
Really?
No.
Ben, can you feel this?
Yeah.
That makes you human. How the fuck have you skipped that? Even in your adolescence, you've never said yummy.
Not really, no.
And in your mind, never open your mouth, but in your mind, had a whole scenario of, I bet I could turn them around.
Only after I have had a conversation, because
But
to
you
me,
need-
people are strangers, and I just,
Got
you know what I mean? Like,
You're the first one I've ever met that admits that, hey, nah, I really need
yeah.
conversation. I need you to open your mouth and convince me I'm not wrong about what I saw. It sounds like a maturity statement to me, is what I'm saying. Because we all was in our youth done things and realized probably not so smart. You just been a genius all your life. I'm gonna bite you with the gator. What's them little gator bear? You know what I'm talking about?
Don't you bite me.
I'm gonna put that whole gator around.
Don't you bite me.
I'm gonna move forward though.
Yeah.
That's dope. Like, I'm learning so much from you. With that, did you find any friction when it came to I don't want to say coming out. Did you ever even have to come out? You've just been
No, I've never come out.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. I remember when I was like, I don't know, I must have been like maybe 9 or something like that. And I had to.
9.
Yeah.
That's your adolescence I was talking about. So come on with this story.
I was like 9 or something like that. And the little girl down the street was like, oh, I seen something in the movie. Let me show you, right? So we're like sitting on the bump of the car or whatever. We're like just making out, just like they do in the movies. And my sister was like,
oh, you and the girl at 9 was kissing.
She was like, let me show you what I saw in this movie. And so I grew up in a house that was like really religious. You know what I mean? Like, we only watched wrestling.
Yeah.
And, you know, we was in bed at 7:30.
You was at my granny house.
Hey, you know what I mean? I was at my granny house, but it was my house, my mom and daddy house. But, you know, so very, very kind of small bubble. You know what I mean? And so I don't know what they were watching down the street, so I didn't know what she was about to do. She said, hey, let me show you what I saw in the movie. I was like, what you see in the movie, girl?
Right.
You know? So we're making out. I was like, oh, this is nice.
At 9.
Yeah, so we like made out, and I was like, wow, this is nice. And my sister was like, whoa, and I seen her.
Older sister or you?
My sister's older, yeah. And I seen her in the window, and honestly, it felt nice, so.
You like, Ann?
Yeah.
I like kissing
And
her.
it wasn't even in a bad way. I just didn't know, like, hey, this is not appropriate, right? So she was like, you know, kind of laid it out. Hey, you know, we don't kiss girls, you know, you wouldn't want my mom to be knowing about that. And I was like, actually, I was just talking to Tina down the street, told her how beautiful she was, and her mom said I couldn't come over anymore. And I told her that in that moment, because I was like, and then, you know, I didn't think about kissing her, but when I kissed so-and-so, that's exactly what I was thinking about doing. And she was like, oh, no. And I was like, no? She said, no. This is 1980 or something. I don't know, 1983.
Stop telling on us.
You know?
Stop telling
I am. You can edit that out.
Yeah.
No, but, you know, so this is a time where she was just, like, she didn't have anything negative to say. She just said, oh, no, ma'am. Don't do that anymore, okay? So I was like, oh, okay. But in my mind, I just thought, well, I just don't want to upset my sister. So I don't know what's so exciting about that. I didn't even have my first boy crush at that time.
Okay.
Right? So I never came out because I've always just been myself. And every time I'm like, I don't want to say in between relationships because I only had one real one, but I literally just told my daughter this morning before I left. I was like, listen, I'm sick of looking for a new husband. Y'all getting the stepmom over here. She was like, whatever, Mom, just find a maid if that's what you're doing. I mean, so this is the conversation that I have, you know what I mean? And the reason why is because although I did grow up in a religious family, although, you know, I feel like it was strict, those were things that did shape me, but my mom and father always said, you are who you are, and no matter what, like, no matter what you tell me, I'm not gonna, like, kill you. Like, I'm not gonna, like, call the police. I'm not gonna break out some handcuffs. Like, what could you possibly say or do in front of me that could make me be like, ugh, or ashamed, or put you out, or do anything untoward to you? And so, as a small child, that was always in my ear, so I've never been ashamed of who I am. So my dad literally to this day calls me his rainbow child. And not like in a gay way, because I literally wear colors every day. Like, I've always got bracelets up my arm. You know what I mean? Like, I used to have literally red hair since I've been 17. I graduated out of that finally. And even my children were like, "You look weird with dark hair," and it's still not even dark.
No, that shit is fine.
You know what I mean? Like, but
That's fine.
so I've always been who I am. So I've never had to come out of the closet. And so every so often, just to make sure that I'm not scaring any of the elders in the family, I'll just throw something out there, such as, you know, I can't find a wife, I can't find a husband, maybe I'll find a couple.
What your kids say? We don't care. Just be you, Mom. At this point, we're sick of it.
No, it's not that. I mean, nobody says anything. I say these things to my family members.
Oh.
So that they always know who I am. I
Right,
update
right.
them in the moment. You know what I mean? Like, and so my children, they hear me talk, and I don't hide
So it's
anything
not
from
alarming
them.
when you
It's
show
not
up.
alarming. But also, I'm a firm believer of not exposing your children to things that are negative. But if you're not yourself in front of your children, then they will never be themselves in front of you. How can you ever expect to know who they are?
Actually, children gonna shield shit from you till you find them out anyway.
That's true. However, if they think that you're not human,
Yeah.
do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I would never put anything on my sister. My goodness, she's my freaking hero. However, I don't think she should threw mom to
Your
the
sister,
mix.
your sister.
Oh, my sister.
That's big baby.
Now, I mean, that could be a segment of its own.
Really? That's sis for real.
I mean,
I love that.
I could talk about her all day. She is right now
I love
out doing COVID nursing, putting her life on the line, baby. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm talking
And
about.
not because she has to. Her
Salute
children
to you.
are grown.
Salutes to you, sis.
Mwah.
We see you, sis.
Shoot.
Thank you for all you do.
Telling you, she's amazing. But, you know, she was doing what she thought she should do in that moment. But the point of the matter is, mom is amazing. She is never judging. She is judgmental. But there's a difference between being judgmental and judging.
Absolutely.
Okay? She's extremely judgmental.
For those that pay attention to detail, there's a difference.
Yes. So most of the things about me, like, and that's one of the things with polyamory, you know, it's like, oh, well, wishy-washy. No, if you listen, there's small differences in things. You know what I mean? And so
I just think that you're teetering no lines.
I'm not.
You're drawing big bold lines around what you want.
I am.
That in itself says courage. It says you look in the mirror and you're still human because you have fears, you have goals, you have all the things a strong black woman should have. That I salute you for. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think it would be pretty easy for somebody to convince you of who you're not.
Right.
I always salute a person for that. Do you feel left out when in a room full of unlike-minded individuals? Like if they not into what you're into, it's a full room of those people. How does that make you feel?
Yeah. I've just now begun to experience like where I feel a little left out, and not left out, but almost like there's nobody here to talk to. Because and again, I'm not like in a full-blown like poly relationship right now or anything like that. I just know what I want, and I'm only seeking such, right? But when having a conversation with other singles, they can't relate to what I'm looking for, right? So I'm like, yeah, you know, that guy's hot, whatever, but at the moment, I need to establish a nice foundation with a nice, smart, beautiful woman. They're like, skirt! Or what about the guy? And I'm like, oh yeah, so once we're together, you know what I'm saying? And we're solid, then we're going to go out and find us a dude that we both like.
Hold
you know what I mean?
There's more.
Yeah, there's more. There's a second part to that. So that's where the conversation takes a turn. And so what I decided is I don't want to feel like a perpetrator. Like, I don't want to have to not pretend like I'm looking at him and also looking at her just because I'm with you, right? So I'd rather be with someone who doesn't mind, or who's also looking in that direction, or who's living that same type of lifestyle, or a version of it. or know somebody who does.
Understood.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Tell me about your partner. Now. His views.
So, I met someone.
Clearly he's comfortable with your lifestyle.
For sure. Basically what happened was, you know, I met him out, and, you know, I'm all about a person's vibe. You know, I can tell a lot about a person just from hanging out with them. Like I said, I'm not a lusty type of woman. Like, I want to get to know you. You know, you could be fine as wine, but you may not be my cup of tea.
Right.
Therefore, you know.
Everything that glitter ain't gold.
Exactly. You know, we met, we played pool. It was really nice.
Y'all shot pool?
Yeah.
He already my type of dude.
Wait a minute, the dude was a pool shark. First of all, I said, hey, you know what I mean? I want to go ahead and play. I'm not the best, but I like to play because, you know, I'm alright. I look over and he's literally got his elbow up and somehow like his knee was around. He's like got his fingers up. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You're just gonna show me up? So it was fun because he didn't hold back. And I like a guy who just goes full force. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't give a shit. He beat my ass and I loved it. You know what I mean?
Hey, look, when we love pool, we ain't trying to lose. I don't care how pretty you are.
For sure.
We ain't trying to lose.
And that's what I wanted. You know what I mean? I don't like someone to put on airs because, again, I feel like I try to be as authentic as possible every day. You know, and if I'm not, I try to check myself and I circle back around. But with that being said, we, you know, after that talked just a couple times and hung out a few more times, and so I thought to myself, I feel like I should have this conversation with him. And then I took a road trip and I hung out with some old friends. And one of my old friends said, hey, you know, you said that when you moved out of this state, you were going to be your 100% authentic self and you were going to live a certain way and you weren't going to alter from that. You're not going to default or deviate from what your happiness was going to be because you figured it out. Right. And he said, are you doing that? And I said, no. And he said, how many people have you dated and dropped them because they're not what you want? I'm like 5, you know? And so, you know, I said, well, actually, man, I'm seeing someone right now and I really like this person. Just like we connect. And I said, I feel like there's something about him that's just so kindred with me. And he said, listen, you need to talk to him soon. So I left. I got in the car and I literally called him and I was like, hey, you know, we've been seeing each other, you know, for just a couple weeks now, you know, no biggie, but I just feel like I don't want to waste a lot of time, and I just want to throw something out there.
Right.
You know, and I said, in a non-sexual manner, you know, I prefer to be in what I call a 3-relationship. I'm looking at you as maybe a potential. I mean, we're not young people here, so obviously I'm not looking for a boyfriend, right? So I'm looking for a spouse who wants a spouse who has a spouse, if that makes sense. And he was like, a pregnant, long-ass silence. And I was like, oh my God, he's about to be like, girl.
A what type of silence?
A long pregnant silence, like a 9-month long silence, a pregnant-ass silence.
Never heard nobody say a pregnant-ass silence.
Yes.
That's dope.
So there was just this long pause, and, you know, I was extremely nervous because, again, I don't really, like, mesh with a lot of people. Like, I'll meet you, and I'm like, oh, I'll date you. You know, I might make out with you a little bit. I don't really like you.
Yeah.
But I immediately really liked him. No holding, no hand-holding, no kissing, no nothing. So weeks of just talking, and I was like, man, I like him.
So the connection was amazing.
Connection was amazing, and he said, I don't even know what to say. And I was like, what? And he's like, you know, that's the only thing that I've ever wanted. And
wow.
I haven't dated in years because every time, you know, I like somebody and I feel like, man, maybe I should just tell her what I'm thinking, then I'll get broken up with, or somebody's like, I ain't with that. And he was like, and honestly, not in a rude way, but like, I don't give a fuck, because it's kind of like, if you're not what I want, then I'm not going to stick around. And at the same time, if I tell you what I want and you choose to stick around, then you know I'm out here dating other people. That's your business to stay. Because obviously, if I'm poly, then I don't mind dating you. And it's your business if you're not dating anybody else, because we're not even in a relationship.
Right.
Because we're just seeing each other. So I get that. And so he kind of was like, you know, I'm blown away that a woman would approach me with this and say to me, like, I like you. I really want to be with you. However, comma, I would also like it if we shared a mutual girlfriend, you know.
Right.
And So he basically said to me, he was like, I want you to know that I'm not talking about like sex, you know, like he was like, I'm actually talking about like living village style, like
Teamwork,
you know, like building a family. Like he was like, anybody can go out to a bar and pick up 2 chicks and fuck. That's not what I'm talking about.
I've done it.
That's what I'm saying.
But I ain't want to stay.
Right. So that's what he's saying. Like, I'm not into having threesomes because I can have that any day of the week. You can get on any app and find somebody to have a threesome with, honestly.
That ain't safe.
It's not safe, but you can do it.
Definitely
and
can.
Lots of people do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And let's just keep it real. It's no different from picking up a random in the bar.
Facts. It really is
You're
facts.
still
It don't
random.
matter the numbers.
Right.
Random is random.
Is a random person.
Yeah.
You know, so in conclusion, we're on the same page. We have come to an understanding of this is what we want long term. In the meantime, you know, due to the fact that I'm still exploring the whole thing, I've come to this conclusion, but I've also, by proxy, kind of lived it here and there, like, you know, by accident, or by...
No, that was on purpose.
I mean, you know, just like, hey, I'm in love with this person, and oh, wow, I'm actually in love with this person, too. Hey, y'all want to meet? Oh, y'all hate each other? Well, this won't work, because I don't want to be with y'all separately.
Did you ever have to leave both at the same time over it?
Yeah.
Damn. All
You
the
know,
work you built with the first
you
one,
want what
had
you
to
want.
trash it all over.
Well,
not
so
liking
here's the
third.
thing. If you try to do something and one person's not cooperative, then it's never going to work. So why keep
What I'm saying-
putting your work into it?
Oh, you saying because I now know you won't bring the third in.
Right. Or because you decided that you didn't like it when it happened, you know what I'm saying? But I usually, because people are looking for a person such as myself, it's usually a couple, you know, who may be interested in me, but I don't get approached. It's like on a random time, it would be.
Where you're
I mean,
at.
I don't, where I'm at, right.
I'm telling you, I've met so many girls that be like, I'm looking for a couple. I'm like, what kind of damn couple? Like, I couldn't figure out why they kept saying that.
Oh,
Till
well, yeah.
we had a more in-depth conversation.
Oh, yeah. You know, it's really about, you don't have to.
I was like, you trying to be a sister wife?
No.
That's what they said. And I was like, what's the difference?
No.
But that's why you here to school me. What's the difference?
So it's almost like.
Ain't a sister wife all y'all together?
No.
The man got 2 women?
So sister wives are just a man who has a bunch of wives and none of them are together. They're just his wives. And
That
they're all
ain't the
got
TV
their own
show I
bedrooms.
saw.
Yeah, they all.
He was married to one legally
Yeah.
and married to the other chick. It was just 3 of them.
Right, but they weren't all together as a three-way couple.
Yeah, they was. They were living together and everything.
Which
with
one are you
kids.
talking about?
I seen a show where
Listen, I mean, did they all sleep in the bed and have sex together?
I was trying to tell you they was all real deal.
Okay, then they made.
And she called her sister wife, and I was like, what the fuck is a sister wife? It's the only thing that made me watch
Well,
it.
who knows what those people are doing? Because
So the label is just labels. People put labels on shit.
Yeah, because that's kind of like when you say momager. And that has been like termed something that's like so negative. If you say momager, that's like, oh, she's gonna take her kids' money.
Actually, I'm thinking about Beyonce's mom.
Let's be real, right? A momager is, I'm a mom and my child is an artist, so I'm gonna manage my child so Hollywood doesn't take advantage of them.
Protect my child.
That is nothing wrong with being a momager. So when you say like a sister wife, that's like
think
the
the
name of that show.
I think the negative connotation that comes into play with momager is a conflict of interest.
Right. But there can never be a conflict of interest if it's your child. But hold on, let's talk back about this man and these women.
It can in business. You know, business with family don't always mix.
But when we're talking about a child.
We are talking about a child.
You know, and so when the child graduates, and we see this in Hollywood all the time, we've seen it with Ray J, we've seen it with Brandy, we've seen it with Usher, we've seen it with all these celebrities. Their parents did manage their careers until they got of age. And then that's when it was like, okay, mom, no, you getting too much of my cut, or whatever the case is.
Come on, late.
You know what I mean? But that happens.
They can be
They're
overbearing.
good, you know what I mean?
They can be unfair, but I will say,
But they didn't
them
get taken
kids
advantage
turned out
of.
great.
They sure did,
because of
and
it.
they're still all greats right now.
That's a
you know,
fact.
That's the point.
That's a fact.
But anyway, I
Sister
think
wives.
yeah, with sister wives, we're talking about religion being involved in that. So we're talking about like polygamy. We're not talking about polyamory, right? So
that's not the same?
They're not the same. because polygamy is having to do with having multiple wives where you've, married them and you're...
So if a woman got multiple husbands, it's not polygamy?
And you're doing it because that is your religious belief that you're supposed to have more than one wife. So that's what they're doing over there.
So you're saying
hold on, because
it's tied to religion. I was trying to figure out...
Wait, I want to give a disclaimer with that because this is not something that I'm interested in because it's not my lifestyle. So this is just my general overall knowledge over it. I'm totally giving a disclaimer.
Got it. I'm only asking for your opinion of it.
Yes. So based on what I know, and what I know the differences is that, there's a certain religious sect that believes that they are supposed to and have to have multiple wives and have children with those wives, right? And they all raise them together, right? Whereas I'm polyamorous, that just means poly, multiple, amorous, love. I love both of y'all at the same time. Mm-hmm. And we're all in a couple, and you love her, and I love you, and she loves me. And I love y'all, and y'all love me. It's just a fucking triangle no matter which way you draw the line. So there's nobody outside of it. So there's no cheating, there's no open relationship, there's only one relationship. That's why I said it is monogamous. Mm. Nobody's outside
monogamous of it. Between
three people.
These three people.
Right. Mm. So there's no cheating because it's monogamous between everyone. You can't cheat unless...
So you can't...
Cheating is when you do something and nobody knows about it.
You can't cheat in an open relationship either.
That's right.
Everybody has consent to go fuck
you. You can cheat in an open relationship. You absolutely 100%.
There's the possibility. I'm just saying, if there's consent for you to mess with multiple people, there's no cheating going on because you already know I'm fucking other people. I already know you fucking with other people.
Yes, and and again, that is a loosely type of thing because any open relationship that I would ever consent to be in would have the terms such as these. So yes, we're together, we're exclusive, however the door is open, meaning that you may be involved with her or her, and I know that you're with these people. Mm-hmm. So if you stray outside of her and her, that means you're cheating on me because I already know about those people. Also, if I think that you went to Walgreens, but you're over here with her, then all of a sudden you're keeping a secret that you're with her, and you're cheating.
Lying. Yeah.
That's lying. Yeah. So anytime when you're, not being 100% transparent in the situation, then you're cheating. That's why I said you could be in an open relationship and still cheat if you get to lying.
So you with a dude that constantly comes to you every week with a new chick, that's cool. Because he told you.
It depends on the parameters of what somebody's in. Yeah. I'm not cool with that.
No, you not. You gonna have to be with the motherfucker a while.
Yeah.
If you picking him.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Alright, so we're gonna move forward. That makes sense to me. I asked you about your partner, his views. We got through that. He's the dopest guy I know about because I'm she's mine type. You know what I'm saying? Unless we're not together. If we're not together, is hey, thank you for your time. I appreciate your time. Get home safe. Call me text me when you get there if you feel the need to. It's not I'm not clingy. Mm. So if I'm not clingy, if we establish, hey, this is us now. Yeah. That's the moment that button switches where my boundaries come in.
Which we plan on doing, by the way.
Right.
We've had an in-depth conversation.
Different way than I do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't here to down you or talk.
Of course not, no.
Yeah, so please don't be on the defense here. Don't ever be on the defense here.
No, this is for the viewers because there is a misconception that, nobody is committed in the things such as this or like, oh, you're bouncing around. And like I said, no, like we fully plan on being monogamous with one another. And this is something that we've had, like we literally just talked about it last night because I knew I was coming here today. And I said, all right, so, it's been a little bit. We've been seeing one another, and I just want to do a quick little check-in, and I would like to know how you feel. What are your thoughts? Not how you feel. What do you think about us, in general? Mm-hmm. Not where I stand, because I don't give a fuck where I stand. Because where I stand with him, I know where I stand in my own boots. Right. Right. So, I just want to know, kind of like, what he thought, and he said, I like the fact that you're not clingy. You're not like all over me or anything like that. And you laid out what you wanted from me from the beginning, so I never had to guess. And so you're kind of leaving it up to me to get to the point of where I already know that you want to go, and I can free flow in between without feeling like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen because she already told me that she want to be with me long term. You know, he said, so it made me comfortable enough to tell you, damn, like, I want to be with you long term too.
Right.
In a little while. And I was like, yes, in a little while. Okay, great. So in the meantime, this is what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? And so we kind of had a conversation where I'm like, listen, I want you, you want me, it's great. In the meantime, I want to build friendships with females because, you know, that is like kind of the core of who I am. I'm a girly girl. I want to shop. I want to giggle. I want to make out. I want all that good stuff that girls like to do together.
That's a whole woman.
That's a whole woman.
If I ever heard
So,
of one.
you know, I feel like he and I have a pretty nice foundation for what we want mentally and where we want to go in our lives. And so I just need to fill in the blanks, and he's going to just allow me to do that.
That's dope. Salute to you on this relationship as well.
Thank you.
You making something that sounds so complicated, looks so easy on the outside, but it's all coming together for me pretty easily just listening to you. So I appreciate the feeling. Is it considerably all about you when it comes to choosing another partner outside of you and him?
Yes.
Ain't that selfish?
Yes.
Why?
However, I feel like, you know, everyone has the right to make a choice and a decision based on what another person presents to them. And you can either choose to accept it or ask for a compromise.
Right.
So when I presented my situation,
There's
I
a
said...
third side, you can leave.
Yeah, or leave, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when I presented my situation, I was very upfront with the fact that I don't ever want to feel like the third wheel again, right? So I want, because I'm not going to change my mind. I know who I am and what I want. And I feel like he knows who he is and what he wants. I said, so since you and I know who we are and what we want, we need to be the base. And just know that if somebody else drops off, at least we got each other.
Right.
Right? I don't want to be left by myself again, because now this is like years and years of feeling some kind of way and trying to find a like-minded person to be on the same page as me and take it slow and not try to get me in the bed every second just because I, you know.
Let's slow down for 1 second. You mentioned being the base.
Yeah.
Of it, right? You and him. You have a thirst or a taste for a third party. Is that for good, or is that from time to time?
No,
you
for
feel
good.
like you can't live without that third person?
No, for sure, for
With the
forever.
process.
So we're looking for, like, let's just say that, you know, time passes. I haven't really, you know, found a girlfriend, or he hasn't come across anyone that is looking for a couple or anything like that. Let's just say we get married. Then my husband and I would be looking for a fiance. Is the term that I would think of that, because they wouldn't be like a girlfriend. You get what I'm saying? Like, who wants a girlfriend as a grown-ass person?
saying,
you know what I mean?
I was really trying to ask you.
Yeah, I'm not interested in a
would you be-
threesome.
Would you be, how do I put this the easy way, okay, or would it be gratifying to just have him in the picture?
Oh,
Because y'all are the base. You're okay with him.
yeah.
So I'm asking if she or he, however y'all decide to do it, never present themselves and you just can't find that right third party.
Yeah.
Are you okay there?
With just him.
Yeah. Or
Yes.
is there a limited time?
No. No. And so
Hey,
that's
look,
what I'm
we
saying.
didn't find this third party. I'm out of here.
Oh, no way.
That's what I was asking you about your appetite. Is it,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, that is it's not a sexual preference. It's more like, what do you call it?
it sounds like your nature.
Yeah, whatever.
Sounds
I don't
like
know.
it.
Like, I'm drawing a blank on the word.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact of the matter is, no. So my whole goal was to find a like-minded person.
Mm-hmm.
And we also, like I said, have had a deep conversation about that. I'm like, hey, like, how do you feel about if I was just the only one around? You know what I'm saying? Like, how would you feel if like I never had a girlfriend, you know, and vice versa. And so he wanted me to answer first, basically. And I said, well, for me, I feel like as long as I know that it's a possibility, I don't have to be like, oh, she's right here, or I'm on social media searching or anything like that. I don't need a definitive anything. I just need to know, hey, if we ever decide to like have a girlfriend and be like, shoot, now let's, you know, put a little ring on her finger and like move in here, like where your kids at? Like let's build a little village. Let's blend our families together. Like, would you be into that? As long as he's into that, that's the possibility of it all. You know what I mean? Like,
so you absolutely are okay with me and him?
Yeah.
Not me and him, ladies.
Right.
Her and him.
Right, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Because, again, he is like-minded. He's everything that I could want in a man, in an individual.
Gotcha.
Okay? Because had I met him and...
Lady, I appreciate you. You've been such a great help to me clearing up a million things. 1,000,001 things, actually. I had so many things entangled because my brain has only been exposed to certain things, and you just widen my perspective. So I appreciate that. Is there anything you would like to close with that you feel like we left out this evening? Just anything.
No, man, I just want to say love is love. And, you know, don't judge the person next to you. You never know how they came to be on that journey or, you know, what it is that they're exactly doing. Absolutely. Have a conversation and try to truly understand. So there's a difference between listening to someone and actually receiving what they're saying. If you're thinking or speaking when someone is talking, you can't actually receive them. So it's important to just take a pause and love your neighbor.
Listening to respond, ladies and gentlemen, just
Absolutely.
not listening at all.
Perfect. Yeah.
So, thank you so much again. It's your boy Solo, Mr. Jermaine Hall, for those that know me well. I am here with Miss Maggie. The wonderful Miss Maggie has shown up to show out. She has done just that. I appreciate your company.
Absolutely.
You're always welcome. I believe we're going to have many more conversations in this setting because I think you have a wide amount of things that you have to say, and my platform is open for you.
Oh, boy.
So come see me. I don't care how far up I go. You know that you have full access to come see me.
Perfect.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
I know, which we're not going to mention right now, I know that you have some endeavors that you're going to embark upon.
Yeah.
And I wish you well and much success in those things. I hope that you conquer everything that your heart desires. You will get that third party.
Well,
you know what I'm
thank
saying?
you.
So blessings to you, your significant other, and your family as well. I hope that you're well on your journey. Ladies and gentlemen, it's another Solo Cup session. I appreciate every one of you for joining us. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be right here with me, and that says a lot. Again, it's all love from Mr. Jermaine Hall. Go on YouTube, check me out, The Jermaine Hall Show, if you have not done so. On Facebook as well, The Jermaine Hall Show, or you can catch me at Jermaine Seasons. Yeah, I got a lot of names, but you'll find me. I'm the guy with the beard, the short one. I love you all, man. Thank y'all for checking us out.
My soul tried to tell my mind, but my body wasn't listening. Cause the black hole got me hopping in and out different dimensions. But I came back with some pimping, with diamond drill precision. These arthritis knees ain't the reason why I'm limping. If you can walk a mile in my shoes and bar my vision, it's a good chance your ass won't make it through my whole existence. You know the earth was made in a few days, yeah, by fire, a little air and a little rain, yeah. You bitches think it's cool to just get paid.